coach, on the other hand, one day comes to set and then says, I'm coming, leaves and never comes back. He does not come back.
I want to talk about the second and third avatar. The second is the chef thingy, which is doing really well, and for which you went and got these cordon bleu thingies.
Le cordon bleu.
She's got cordon bleu.
Le, there's a le before that.
That's
Let's just say it correctly. I don't want to offend anyone. All together now.
Of course.
Cordon bleu.
Badbudar
What's the
Billy.
English line?
Badbudar Billy. What am I waiting for? मैं किसके लिए रुकी हूँ? You can just look at him and say, why didn't you read that? He's going to say, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't waste your time. He's not letting me talk.
It's every episode of Cyrus Says.
Sai, shut up.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
No, we already started.
But I have to do this for the video
This is
team.
what I hated Maria on MTV.
Did we really start the show?
Yeah, we did.
We have
I
now.
know that.
Because
Yeah.
the formal starts on TV were driving me mad. Do you like them? Hi guys, welcome to the show. It was irritating after some time.
No, but you had to do it because you had to tell them, you had to educate them that now it has really started.
But
Like,
there's
for
there's
instance, I don't really know whether we've actually started the show.
No,
We're still faffing
have.
around.
There was like theme music playing in those.
Oh, was it?
And then people know, like it's like.
And I could never understand why we always had to. We had to say that this is who we are.
Yeah.
So can't you see who we are?
And they would write it.
Yeah,
so
they would
VJ, and they would say VJ like a doctor, VJ Cyrus.
Yeah, it was
I
so
would
nice.
I would be so appalled if my parents saw VJ Cyrus. It sound like a failure,
The funny thing is they write. You can see your name right
Yeah,
now as you
yeah,
say they used to
yeah.
write it on
The
screen.
best part is in Sao and me were together. It would be VJ Cyrus and VJ Cyrus.
Cyrus.
They didn't bother.
They never
Nobody said
bothered
Sao,
with his
Brocha, nothing.
surname or
Yeah,
something
VJ
like
So some
that,
guy watching it the first time was like, what? इतना बेकार channel है कि एक ही नाम से सब लोग काम करते हैं वहाँ पे. It was that bad. Yeah. Maria, welcome to the show. And I've
Thanks,
got your
Sai.
biography
Oh
in the
my
last 2
God,
years.
you don't have to read
Then
something
you
that's
tell me.
not true.
No, I have to open it. That's my problem.
No, you don't have to do any kind of
No,
research.
listen.
I'm so happy talking about
We'll
myself.
go back to MTV because Abbas will, I'm sure, ask you more things about that.
All
and
right.
Let me just say that my most pleasant experience are the female VJs, of which Maria is very much symbolic of that era. Lovely women, very entertaining, very sophisticated, great fun to be around. I would never have met such women in real life if I
That's
didn't
true.
have that job.
I would have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't.
I believe you.
And
I
to be, and I could associate with them. You could take their names in public. You could call them up. You could say hello to them in a public place.
Yeah, we'd also hug him in public and hold his hand and
hug
kiss
and
him
all didn't
once in
really
a while.
happen.
Of course,
Come on,
Sai. We
Nikhil.
always-
Nikhil got the hugs.
No,
Yeah.
even I still hug you.
Across the
I
table.
still hug
She
Sahu.
made sure she was on that side of the table and I'm on this side of the
Yeah,
table.
because you were sitting, you bloody fat
Yeah,
ass.
I didn't want to walk
and
all
you
the
were
way
not
around.
wanting to walk.
That's true. It was just
And I
too
know
much.
how lazy you are. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
even bother.
Please. And then Abbas had to...
I'm so surprised that he's come to this neck of the woods.
I
I'm like,
can totally relate
what?
with you, yes.
He's either getting paid a lot or his wife told him that you have to get out of the house.
Ouch,
One
that
of the two.
hurts. Doctor ko bulao. That's so painful. Okay,
I know,
so
I understand.
MTV will come to. I want to talk about the second and third avatar. The second is the chef thingy, which is doing really well, and for which you went and got these cordon bleu thingies.
Le cordon bleu.
She's got cordon bleu.
Le, there's a le before that.
That's
Let's just say it correctly. I don't want to offend anyone. All together now.
Of course,
Cordon. But you've done, people who don't know, it's like you've done 2 or 3 of them, right?
So I did, basically what I did was I did my diploma in patisserie at Le Cordon Bleu.
When did you do this in any, this is post-MTV,
I did it
right?
in 2018. So I did my
Okay.
diploma in 2018. But in 2011, I went off to Tante Marie, which is Gordon Ramsay
Andheri
Holding,
West. No. Sorry.
which is in Woking, Surrey in London. And I wanted to learn food brooch. I really wanted to because I really fell in love with it.
Quick segue. She was a great cook back in the day when we were whatever. She and Minnie would make all the great food whenever they had their parties and stuff. And like I was exposed to food which I'd never heard of in my life. South Asian cuisine and Lebanese and this and that. But my house was curry rice, dansag, dandal, whatever. You know what I mean? Suddenly, I didn't know that there are other cultures with other food and all that.
Right.
So these two were very principally, and Maria was the backbone of that. Yeah.
No, not really.
But we didn't
Not
think it
really.
would become a profession.
No,
She was just a talented cook.
No, I was not really, actually. Very
Also, fantastic
frankly.
dancer, by the way. Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Maria and Arshad
I
were great
love
dancers
dancing.
before they became successful in their various avatars. And were with Bharat Dobholkar's Bottoms Up back in the 60s.
See, you don't need the bio. You know everything.
See, I know it's like Hindi films, English films. I know everything from the past. I'm not good with contemporary stuff.
Right.
That's because he doesn't want to
contemporary
do any kind of research. You understand?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
As someone who's written tens of research papers and put them in front of you, and you ignored all of them.
Completely. Why would you even waste your time?
You find a sympathizer and you become like one of these right-wing
Yeah,
guys.
I have to
Suddenly,
voice.
India ki culture ki against the man.
I'm here
What
to
is
hear you
this?
out. Yeah, just shut up now, bro. You tell me.
No, I totally relate with all the ignorance that Cyrus put you through.
Exactly.
Hey.
I mean, he's never ever going to learn he's never going to read the research.
Of course.
Why are you even bothered? You can just put some. You can just write.
Donkey eats monkey.
No. You can just write any gibberish and give it to him because he's never going to learn. You can just look at him and say, "Why didn't you read that?" And he's going to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Don't waste your time.
What happened to Cordon Bleu? Back to Cordon Bleu. So you went and wanted to formalize it.
I actually.
So you had a plan to actually make this like
If
a
you give me a
profession?
chance to talk, I'll be able to tell you.
Maria, by the way, never stops talking. So fine pot calling the kettle brown and
Yeah, exactly, black. So don't make fun of kettles and pots and all because now I cook in them. So
I was worried for a moment which family member.
okay, no. So basically, after I did cuisine and boulangerie and bakery, I really thought that I could not understand pastry. Okay, now I understand you're looking at me like, what the shit is she talking about?
No.
Really?
I'm a big fan
Did you
of pastries.
understand this?
No, I'm sure. It's a whole. I had a friend who became a baker or whatever you call it.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful art. And I really wanted to understand the nuances of it because I am like that. It's like if I really, really love something, I want to get my hands down and dirty and
what happened in MTV?
Understand everything.
You didn't
I
like
knew
it at all.
everything. I left when I had to.
The intellectual pursuit of MTV was very hard for
No,
him.
see, he's not
But you
letting me
had
talk.
fun.
He's not letting me talk.
It's
Abbas,
every
do
episode
something.
of Cyrus Says.
Sai, shut up. Shut up. Okay. So,
I'm acting out that I'm on mute.
you're acting out like you're on mute. Okay, I love this. It's like a podcast.
Back to the patisserie, whatever.
Yeah. So, if you let me talk,
I'm trying
Sai.
to stop complaining to the principal.
All right. So basically, I was very lucky because at that point of time, Cordon Bleu had something called basic, intermediate, and superior, and it was all done in 6 weeks instead of the 3 month. So, Sai, you know that when you actually have a family or when you have children, you don't have the luxury of time. And I was really happy because these courses were very, 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 very hard,
And you
very,
go
very
abroad.
difficult. Yeah. But what you finish in 3 months, when you have time as a student, you could actually they pushed this together in 6 weeks, which means we were in the kitchen from 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the night, 6 weeks, and you'd finish the whole capsule. Shut up, Sai.
On an unrelated
After
subject, I had a
that-
friend who had a child in 4 months. Just saved the whole
Not
process.
possible.
Huh.
This
What
is
if-
so stupid,
what
Sai.
if
Don't
4
say
months
that.
after marriage, I can believe. 4
Yeah.
months on the whole.
What if you're a lion? The gestation period is 4-5 months.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought
did
it
not
was
know
longer.
that.
I don't
Really?
know. I'm just taking
No,
a
I
chance.
think you're just talking rubbish.
I know elephants is 22
Can
months.
we? It's her story, not.
Sorry.
Why are you bringing elephants in gestation
You
period?
brought up lions.
We're talking
But
about food
isn't
here.
elephants 18 months or something?
What are
Is
you
it
guys
18?
2 years.
Can we
Okay.
talk about a...
Sure.
Sai, you
Guys,
digressed.
go
Okay,
on.
so I'm just going to go
No,
with
you
it
go on
now. Let's
talking.
talk about antelopes. What about antelopes?
No.
Yeah?
Come on, sweet. Come on. Let's get back to our
Okay,
story.
so let's get back. So basically that year, I kind of had to jump cities and finish my diploma because I was not getting my intermediate also in Paris if I wanted to finish my superior in Paris. So I went from Paris to London to back to Paris to finish the entire
How
diploma.
painful.
I know.
Paris
It was so
to
difficult.
London and back to Paris.
Oh my God, I
Oh,
know.
Mary Pop. It's so bad.
I was like, oh my God, I just can't
Really?
deal with the
You want to know
weather.
what? You know what it's like taking the Nala Supara train to Churchgate every morning?
No, but I must tell you, Sai, I really worked my ass off. Okay, I also kind of put all the money that I had collected and I pushed it into this because I wanted to do this on my own. And I know, don't look at me like this, but yeah, I am still.
No, but there's a theory thing also, no? You have to like study as
Yeah,
an
you had to
exam.
study and it was really crazy. I had to do so many exams in the year. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it. Who does not want to go, leave your family, leave your kids and go off and study into Paris and London. In fact,
it's
if there
the
are
wife
more
calling.
courses coming up, I'm applying for all.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So,
No, but fun.
so you
I
condensed
loved
it basically, and you were lucky
They condensed
in
it.
that way.
And in fact, now at the moment, the superior, which is your final 3 months, is now back to being final 3 months. So if I had not done it in 2018, I would not have
Plus,
been
there
able
was
to
a pandemic
finish
in
this.
2021. So good you
Yeah.
did that before.
Yeah. And also, I have a very, very amazing chef friend of mine,
Who?
Anurita.
I know Anurita. I have no idea. Huh.
So she's the one who actually told me about this. So thanks
is
to
she
her,
famous?
I kind of made it. She's very good. If you've not tasted the stuff that she does, I mean,
I
you're
thought
living
tasted
under a
Anurita.
rock.
For a second, I got
Oh my
scared.
God.
What the hell kind of conversation is this? Have you not tasted?
Sai.
I was about to
where
be
is
like,
she?
maybe we can invite her to the show, but now we can't.
Damn
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Where is she? Like Taj or something
Bandra.
of these places that
Oh,
we know?
she's in Bandra.
She's in Bandra.
No, but does she work in a big restaurant?
She has her own patisserie. she has her own
sorry.
kitchen.
What's it called?
Sai, it's called 8th.
The number 8?
The number 8th.
Any reason why?
Why don't you ask her?
I don't think she'll take the phone.
I think she will. If you pay her for what she's doing and you don't ask her a free cake, she may do your podcast.
Oh, I don't think so. You have no idea. We've taken 6 years to get you on, literally.
That's
You know,
not true.
It is. We've tried really hard. And we've had almost all of them now. The VJs, no? We've had 5, 6 of them.
Yeah.
I like how he puts us under one label.
But you're the one who's given the most trouble.
VJs.
We've got
I've
almost
given you the
everyone else.
most
I'm just trying to think.
We haven't got Sophie yet.
Sophie, Anushka, we haven't got. There are a
Yeah.
few left. It's your show. So then you came back and you launched the chef thingy, right?
No, I didn't launch any chef thingy at all.
It's there. It's there. Put the research. Spud's getting the research. Now I'll put my glasses on and find the research. Okay, fine.
No, Sai. I just, so basically after 2011, I continued cooking. And then I wrote a book which won a Gourmand Award.
Wait, go
Then I
slow now so I can
continued
check.
doing shows on television which were to do with food. Then I went off to Paris and
You're known
London.
as Chef Maria Goretti now.
That's because I'm
can't-
Maria Goretti.
No, but if you don't say chef, you get offended apparently.
Really? No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And you released a cookbook in 2017 called From My Kitchen to Yours. Did
Yes.
you mention that?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
She mentioned the award the book won while you were busy.
While you were busy
distracted.
doing your,
Oh,
while you were
okay.
busy wearing your glasses and
And
reading.
you also have a food content YT channel called the Maria Goretti.
YT channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does
YouTube.
YT mean? Oh, okay. Excellent. And the next one we don't want.
Oh my God,
the
I'm
next
loving
one,
this.
you go from there into the Hello Friends clip was in the end.
Oh
recently.
my God,
So that
Sai.
will come.
Do you remember that? Do you remember? Okay, I have to tell you guys.
See,
this.
for you it's a
So
joke.
Sai,
For
no,
you
no,
it's
no,
a
no,
joke.
no, no.
For me, it's the highlight of my career.
No, listen, shut up. So I must tell you this. They take Sai and me. We're both terrible in Hindi. Okay, and it was just, I mean,
And I can't learn lines or stick to them.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
and he one day, I mean, we are all sitting and we're doing our lines, and I used to do my line, and then if they said, "Do you want to do a retake?" I would be like, "Are you crazy? I got it right the first time. I'm not doing this. I'm not going through the same experience of repeating this line again." Broach, on the other hand, one day comes to set and then says, "I'm coming," leaves and never comes back. He does not come back to shoot. One of the most integral parts
Characters,
of
yeah.
Hello Friends, which we did not know was a copy of Friends when we all signed on.
Right.
So we signed for, I think, the first 13 or the 26 episodes. I'm not sure.
I think only 9 or 10 were made.
No, all were made.
Then the
Broach,
BMC
you ran away. Shut up. You ran away, so you don't know. So when they did the second, I think I remember they came and asked me to sign again, and I refused because I said I cannot be part of something that's not an original.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like we were just told, it's going to be something like that, but not that. You understand?
Yeah.
Here we were.
I think it's ahead of its time. One day we will get the kind of appreciation we deserve. And I can see a
No,
few
I think
awards.
we were all so bad that it's good. You
Yeah,
understand? It's
yeah.
that genre of.
And
But
can
I
I
had a
be-
blast. Let me tell you that I had a blast. It was so much of fun because we were actually having a blast, and we were wondering. Most of the time, I think I was sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, are we really repeating the same lines in Hindi? Like, what is this?" But then I gave into it. I said, "Now dump it. I'm here. I've signed up for all these episodes. Let me do it." The second time around, Broach and me were the only two people who did not agree to sign. And I remember there was an article about both of us troubling them, which was not true. We just didn't sign for the second
But there wasn't
set.
a second They had a second
because,
season?
bro, just
It didn't
because
happen.
we were so amazing,
Oh,
we left.
okay. So
it
because
didn't
they couldn't
happen.
find two more friends.
No, it's just because they could not replace you and me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, bro.
And if I remember correctly, you played the Phoebe character, so you
played
had to
Phoebe.
sing in Hindi.
I had to sing. So I used to not sing anything.
So
I
sing
had to-
Scaredy Cat in Hindi.
I used to just sing.
Huh?
Dara hua billi, dara hua billi.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
What is it? That's scary cat. It
Isn't that
is
it?
stinky
Scary-
cat.
Stinky,
It's
scary.
smelly cat.
Smelly cat.
Smelly
So
cat.
badbu wala. What? What do you say?
Badbudar
What's the
Billy.
English line?
Badbudar billi,
full
badbudar
line?
billi. What am I waiting for? मैं किसके लिए रुकी हूँ?
Wow.
Hindi's got
Something like that. Yeah.
It sounds better in Hindi than English now.
Yeah.
It's that bad. This
I
song.
think. Do you not play guitar? We
Yeah,
could
yeah, you
sing
do, you do.
this.
We have a guitarist here, Rishi. Oh, the cameraman's walked out. Maria. This has never happened before.
He doesn't like
So
what
insulting. I think he loved Hello Friends, so you can't understand why you're making fun of it like that.
I was about to say, so there was, I mean, in our family, we didn't watch English shows. So I saw Hello Friends way before I ever saw
Really?
the act. Yeah.
You reverse?
Serious?
Yeah,
You must have
yeah.
loved
So you must
us.
hate their friends, yeah?
Yeah, I was
Rapping
like,
show?
okay. So
So
it was
these guys copied that.
yeah, years later, I was like, wow, line to line, it was the same thing.
Oh
but
my God,
but yeah.
The West has been ripping us off for so many years.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, they've taken yoga, made it theirs. They've taken Kama Sutra, made it theirs. We took Friends, made it
They've
ours.
taken Priyanka Chopra made.
Now they've taken RRR and made
Now
it
they've
theirs.
taken RRR.
But they made them pay for their tickets.
That's true.
What?
Only one guy was free.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
So you know what happens? The category
I
was
thought this show
music,
was about
song,
me.
original.
I'm sorry, I'm not talking about
I'll talk to him. The original song was the category.
Nobody wants to hear.
There's nobody there.
I just love the fact that I know him, that I can actually say, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Sai, come on. What are
No,
the
no,
research?
it's about
I
you.
want to know what are the research you did.
I've got. Now I have to open it again. It takes me 5 minutes. Should I open
Okay,
it
fine.
again?
What do you want to know?
No. So they will finish the thing and then we have to go into the book. The
Which
new
book?
The poetry book.
Oh, the poetry book. Okay,
Wait,
fine.
one sec. We'll come to that first. Finish the chef
I
journey.
finished the chef.
So, now,
So I'm still cooking and I still do menus and I
you do
still
TV. Do you have a TV show also?
I don't have a TV show anymore because nobody's offered me one in a very long time.
You think coming here is going to help?
No,
Huh.
not at all. I've come here because I'm free.
I think so. No, look at this is a
My
publicity.
morning was free.
Yeah, to kill
So
time,
I
good
have-
place. Sometimes
See,
the AC works.
My mom and dad have gone to church and they've told me they'll take about
Today?
45 minutes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Church
so,
here?
yeah,
Andrews?
they've gone to St. Peter's. So they've gone to St. Peter's and
St.
they've
Peter's is
gone
Darjeeling,
to
no?
Bandra.
Panchgiri.
He's telling
and they've
you.
gone to
It's
and
odd
they've
to
gone-
drop their daughter off here and go to Darjeeling or
No,
something.
stupid person. And they've
Huh.
gone to Cheap Jack to buy some wool.
Seriously?
So I have that much of time. So I can talk to you in that much of time and then meet them for lunch.
They've gone
Wow.
to Cheap Jack to buy wool?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My mom likes
What is
to
Cheap
knit.
Jack?
It's a very old
It's a very
parties,
old-
not parties, general store in Bandra.
Yeah, it's a store that has all these bits and bobbles and you get the glitter and
Yeah.
cute things.
Anything you want, they'll have it.
It's
Yeah.
fake wool, huh? So don't write into us. It's fake wool,
It's fake wool,
not real animals.
not real animals. Oh, acha.
Wool being pulled
No, they
off.
don't have a sheep in the
They don't
back
have-
somewhere.
Although some of the Bollywood artists have quite woolly. You can just take their
Okay, I don't know what that
in
means.
the head.
Yeah. Anil Kapoor is famous for being very hairy, for example, off the top of my head.
What are we talking?
What's the young actor's name?
Ranveer Singh.
Ranveer Singh.
Is
very
hairy?
hairy, very hairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
How
know.
do you
He's
know
like the
that?
hair minister. Like if people go to him and say, "Baal ka problem hai,"
I think it's a Sindhi thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't mean
As the Muslim in the room, we really want to go
I'm
there.
hairy
What the
too.
hell are you doing?
I mean, I
I
have
can't protect
lot
you.
of hair.
With my 1 year LLB. Please explain to him.
And I'm like, I'm Catholic, so
Yeah.
forget
Do you know what
it.
we used to do on the long drives? Me, her, and Shanaz. We just
We'd
irritate all the other VJs and forget the VJs, producers and all, sitting there by singing our old English songs that none of them know. We just break into song because I know it will irritate them because we would sing a lot just to pass time and none of them know these songs. It's a
Right.
culturally different group. I love doing that. What fun that was. Yeah. Thank you for
That
that.
really was.
Now, Maria, let's talk about the other elephant in the room, which is this damn poetry book.
Okay.
What the hell is this? I read some of it. It's very, very lucid English. And all. Is that the Maria I grew up with? Who you say, "What, yeah, Cyrus?" And then,
I never ever said what, yeah,
"What, yeah,
Cyrus.
Cyrus?"
I never have
What about
ever
man?
talked
What about
like
wrong with you,
that.
bugger?
I have never ever said
What about you doing,
That's a
man?
haiku right there.
There you go. The second verse.
I'm just so amazed that Sai met somebody else in a deviant universe that talked like that to him. I don't remember this part at all. I have no idea about this.
But this, let's talk about the poetry because it's really like, I mean, okay, forget the language. Okay, language, obviously you have language skill, but I'm saying the fact that it's quite, the profundity, the depth, the sensitivity, we didn't see too much
so
of that.
you didn't really think I'm
No,
all
I
of
did. it, but to bring it out, to express yourself like that, I didn't see that side at all.
Yeah, because
I mean, let me praise you first. You were always the nicest. Everyone will say that about her works with her. The warmest, the nicest. She's always happy. She's always smiley, and she never says bad things about anyone. She doesn't really bitch. Gossips a little bit, but she's human. But there's no real bitching. So that was there. But where was all this coming from? Where did this come from?
I don't know. I think it's all the years of a lot of reading, or all the years of watching people closely, or all the years of trying to find yourself.
But did you ever write before, back in school, college and all? Were you
so I wrote in school. I wrote
Poetry?
a lot in school. Yeah, I used to write stories in school. I used to write poetry in school. And then I forgot about that part of me. And I think when I had kids, somewhere 2010-11, you have a lot of time at home when they're asleep. And somewhere along
If you
the
drug
line...
them. Oh.
Somewhere along that time, I started writing a blog. It was basically about my food experiments. But I realized that I had a lot to say. Maybe I had no one to talk to at that point of time because I was so busy looking after kids and changing their pampers and basically having sleepless
So it starts
nights.
with food, but then you open up sort of thing.
So I just started writing, and it just flowed, and I realized that, okay, fine, whatever. And I just kept keeping it on my blog. And then somewhere in 2011, when I went off to study, actually, Sai, I was in London. I was studying food there, and every evening I would sit after college, and I'd be so tired to move. I'd just sit at that one window, and somehow on some days I used to just pen down some words and pen down some words and pen down some words. And over the years, I had, I think, close to 100 pieces that I had written.
Really?
Yeah. So about
full fleshed out poetry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I kept
I
writing.
thought pen down some words, I would write the same word, like boo, 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 boo. And, just a pastime.
And then about, I think, 3-4 years ago, I'm not quite sure when, my editor, in fact, asked me that, do you want to publish it? So I was very...
But could you recall those 100 pieces? Meaning, if I took piece number 31, could you recall what the context is and all that?
Sometimes, but not always.
Wow.
Like one piece I'd written, which is not in the book anymore, was about this place that I visited in South Africa years and years ago. Say.
What do you mean not in the book anymore? You tore out the page?
No. So because there were so many,
you had to edit
I
a
first
few.
gave it to the editor. Yeah. She edited it
Smart
down to
Alec Bush.
7.
Shut up and let her talk.
Yeah.
So, you were in South Africa?
So I went to this place called Hermanus, which was so beautiful that it stayed in my mind. It's a place where you watch whales, and somehow at that time, though I never wrote, so sometimes when you write, everything that you've experienced does come out in some way or the other, or stories that you have heard, or movies that you have seen, something that touches you, makes its way to the surface when you begin to write. And I think these past 10 years have been all of that. Right now, I write nothing. Okay, it's like if you tell me write something, I can't. I have to actually...
But are you still doing that? Because that seems to be part of your therapy for
that's
yourself.
Done.
No, you don't do that. You don't write notes here and there now.
No, I never wrote notes, Sai. I wrote stories and I wrote poetry.
But they're notes in poetry
No,
form.
they're not.
At that point, she didn't have a plan in her head to write an anthology. She's writing a poem down, and it's there. It's more for her. It's a personal thing, right?
So some of them were personal.
Correct him,
some
for making fun of the old
I'm
man.
not going to make fun. I'm not going to correct him because you are wrong. Abbas is right. Sorry, Abbas won this round.
That's okay. We should mention the name of the book. It's called
Can
To
you
the Moon
imagine
and
my
Back.
self-esteem? She's
Can I
known
say
me
the name of the
25
book?
years. She's known you 10 minutes.
And because
she takes
I
your
know
side.
you,
What the hell?
But because I know you, I can tell you shut up. Sai.
I'm thinking of a poem for myself now.
What did he say? What did he say?
I said we should mention the name of the book, To the Moon and Back.
What rhymes with fuck you? You help me out.
I'm also thinking.
No, so again, for me, because I remember discussing with my wife this, I don't know. Again, not trying to put you down in any way, but
I
people should not think
understand,
that she's
Right.
one of those
No.
bubbly VJs with nothing
No,
more to
but
her.
the thing
but the
is-
fact to write poetry is a different deal altogether. It's not about just the fact that you're good at something or not. It's a certain type of personality to do that.
Right.
I didn't see that.
But the thing is that I always feel that there are so many personalities to you too that we don't meet. I only meet the crazy mad
Just
boy
Smith and Wesson.
that I meet. And there must be a side of you that's absolutely quiet and does not want to talk to anyone, does not want to have a bath, doesn't want to change his underwear. I'm sure there is that part too.
But stop putting all my life on online like this all the time.
But the fact of the matter is that, there are so many sides to every person, and this was just one facet that kind of came to being when I had time.
I hope you don't look back and think MTV was my worst years.
No, I loved
everything else,
MTV.
she's more professional, you know.
No, I loved MTV.
And,
I think, MTV really gave all of us, an outlet to be who we are and to express ourselves. And I think that just continued post that, because the thing is that it was the most perfect job you could have, because nobody was asking you to behave a certain way, say a certain thing, or.
But there's one complaint that you would bunk shoots sometimes last minute, and they would call me to cover for you, and I felt really irritated about that.
Are you serious? You know how many shoots I have covered for you because you have not reached, okay? Or for everyone else whose names I don't want to take right now.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not going to. I used to feel like I am the most hardworking VJ because I was constantly being called
I was the weakest
to see
because I can't say no. No, you have to go, bro. No one's there.
Rubbish, you should not even reach, bro.
That's because I had trouble finding places.
That's your excuse. You had Kunal, who was your navigation officer in command.
But sometimes he had a life.
You can't say anything. No, he never had a life because you never let him have a life.
Kunal, she said it.
Kunal,
I didn't say it.
Let me just tell you, I'm so glad to see Kunal doing what he's doing right now without you.
Too late.
You were conjoined at the hip for some time.
Yeah, that's true. We have to take a break. I've just got the signal from our boss. Because I have to leave, and if you don't mind.
Listen, I'm sorry, but my mom and dad are waiting for me at St. Peter's.
20 minutes? 20 minutes? So, okay, quiet, quick break, and back with Maria.
Hey everyone, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Listeners, presenting to you Club Vartalab, the premier tier offering for our podcast. Here you get a number of perks, like access to extra bits and clips from the episodes, completely unfiltered, uncut and raw. The chance of watching or listening to the full episodes 2 days before the official release. An absolutely free of cost entry to the Vartalab Just Us live shows. That's right, stories in person. Occasional live streams of the episode tapings on YouTube, an exclusive members-only Telegram group with Akash and Naveen, and you also get your name on the producer slate at the end credits of the episodes. Whoa, that's a lot. So go on to youtube.com/@Vartalab and click on the join button to become a member now. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Akash and Abbas discuss India's big win at the Oscars and the new move Berlin made of allowing women to swim topless in their country. On the Habit Coach podcast, Ashton doles out tips to overcome inconsistencies while preparing for UPSC exams. And on Storytellers and Story Sellers, Vinny takes us through the films that have made it to the Oscar nominations and shares trivia about them. Once again, do not forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We've got some super cool and exciting stuff over there for you and your loved ones. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, then do not forget to spread the word. You know, it really helps us a lot. And of course, don't forget to rate and review our shows on whatever platform you are listening to them. All our video shows are also available on youtube.com/IVM Podcast. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, LIC of India, Yono SBI, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Okay, we're back with Maria. You're in a hurry. That's why I don't want to waste time in the break.
I always have time for you.
Your parents are Captain Jacks?
Captain Jacks?
Cheap Jack, Baba.
Cheap Jack, who was a captain, and now you're calling him names. Yeah. So we're finished with your biography. Now, anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing else I want to talk about. Let's talk about you.
No, what has been the happiest?
What have you been up to?
I want to do a Miss India contest question. I work in this podcast medium.
I just want to know what kind of a dad you are.
Not very good, but not the worst.
So you're the kind who does not do anything for the kids, or do you do?
No, I do things.
Like what?
But I'm basically, like, for me, doing things is basically I use the television a lot. Now they have internet and all that, so I can't help them.
So you've just put your hands up?
No, she helps me, my daughter, for everything.
So you drive them to
she's
school?
Like the parent.
Do you take them for football matches?
The driving I still do, for her. Yeah.
I take them for their matches.
Yeah, all the morning pickups. All our morning pickups, they knew brochas up at 4:45. So all the parents would send me in the morning. Because I'm the doodwala who'll take their kids, so they don't have to get up. And nobody can call drivers in the morning, So, ek driver hai.
So you used to
I did that.
So you're a good dad.
good dad meaning it was convenient. I didn't want to do the pickups later.
Ah.
Yeah. Like the other day, she went to a party and I had to pick her up at 10 in the night after
So
going to sleep at 8:45.
do you know the subjects that she's chosen in
Yeah,
school?
I help her with literature. We're doing Othello. I help her with history. And I can't help her with the rest. Yeah. So I'm good. My 2 subjects I still like. So I can help her with that.
How old are they?
The subjects. Well, literature's been
Your
around.
daughter and your son.
My son is 20. And
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
So
Because
cute.
Aisha had a husband.
Aisha's going to kill you. In fact, I will kill you for Aisha.
So
he's 20.
He's 20 and she's 16. In Jan, she turned 16.
Beauty.
Yeah, so we're
So have
almost same.
boys
yeah.
started calling on her?
On
Oh,
my
there are no
son?
landlines now. So no, for your daughter.
No, so they've got their parties and all. There's no one boy or anything like that as of yet because I've already told her I don't want vegetarians because that's going to be a cultural clash.
Okay.
It's going to be irritating after some time. We're going to fight with the kid.
Okay.
We'll be sitting eating dinner and they'll be like, "Mommy, there's nothing for him" or something. And I'm like, "Oh God, now what?"
So you're planning on keeping your daughter home forever?
Forever.
Basically. Yeah, even I've done this.
I'm trying to find someone
Even
for
I've
my
told-
wife.
Even I've told my
See,
kids
My
this.
daughter looks after me really well, actually. You know,
So
she
you don't want to
always-
let her go?
No, I need her for tech support and more. Yeah, she's fantastic.
that's
yeah.
her.
My God, how
Yeah.
magnanimous.
The wife doesn't do anything for me.
Why should she?
Mom did.
She's not your mom!
और
my
सास भी कभी बहू नहीं. The young 22-year-old
I don't
Sparsh is
understand
telling me
Indian
don't say this.
I just don't understand Indian men.
Why?
Do you want a mother all your life? If you want a mother all your life, stay with your mother
I
all
don't
your
want
life.
a
Don't get married and don't
I'm-
expect your wife to be your mother because she's not.
No. Let's be more egalitarian. As you age, get a younger wife. No.
Okay, whatever.
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 So why haven't
so
you gotten
basically,
one, Cyrus?
that's because he's not a sugar daddy.
The wife has to agree. The younger wife. No, it's not that simple. You can put your rod out there, no pun intended, and then
My
you know
God.
what are you going to do? Fishing rod. Come on, Maria.
So
Of
I'm
course.
saying
Like
nothing.
that.
You and Abbas can continue talking. I'm just here to make this room look prettier.
So what are your kids? How close are you to them now? Are they here?
So
Are
I
they
think
abroad?
no, they're both here. My daughter is in her 10th. My son
So she can't go
has
anywhere
taken
yet.
a year off, and
Okay.
he's.
What does he want to do?
He's interning.
Is he going to be an
does not
actor?
know. He does not know.
But he's interested in the business.
So I really don't know because he does not discuss what he wants to do with me at all. He says, "I'll figure."
Sounds like my son.
Yeah, he
That's
says,
fine.
"I'll figure." So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But at the moment, he's interning. He's found himself a management school in
Wow.
Bombay. And I keep telling him, I said, I need to come and see your the institute.
Oh, you mean it
And-
doesn't exist?
No.
He's creative.
It does. So he's told me, why do you have to come? So I said, because I want to see where you're going to go to study. And my parents were completely involved with what I did. So he said, yeah, but I know what I'm doing and you don't need to come. And if you want to go, then I'm not coming with you to this place. You go on your own, check it out. So I find it very disturbing, but I've made peace with it now and said, okay, fine, but you know that you won't get the fees till you don't take me by my hand and show me this place. I'm quite cheap that way.
The other day, someone was telling me, I said, we are basically ATMs after some time. Yeah. We are. You can't lie about that because that's when they're nicest to you. You know, but it's like anybody else in the world.
No, but
There's certain
you know,
authorities
I'll
which you have
tell
to
you,
accept.
it's a lot of there's a lot you learn from them,
Yeah.
and there are many times that you want to donk them on their heads. But I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm really happy that I have these two
Plus ours.
plus ours. Yeah. Don't talk about that here. Okay.
She's doing so well.
She is. Aw.
Yeah, so proud of her.
I hope I know she looks like me. So,
I hope so. You don't want to look like me,
I
for
know.
God's
No,
sake.
not at all. In
Yeah.
fact, it was a mistake. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad she
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't
Yeah.
have to make excuses.
She's doing poetry as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our kids. Abbas went to sleep, by the way.
Abbas
No.
is-
With two parents talking.
whatever.
It's like a cricket conversation, isn't it? When people like
I
cricket or
think he's
football or
trying to
whatever.
ask something.
No, we have a bunch of AMA
Yeah,
questions
let's
that
get on
our
with it. Yeah,
listeners
please,
sent
please.
it to us.
Correct.
But I just wanted to say before that, Cyrus, all your MTV friends who've come on the show,
Yeah.
I always feel like
Don't say friends, that's a loose term.
Okay, colleagues,
colleagues,
co-workers, whatever you call them,
Yeah. Workers with MTV, no, that's also wrong.
fellow VJs.
Yeah.
I always feel like, oh my God, they've evolved so much after MTV, but you're the most how you still were back then.
He was trying to praise me. It was the most insulting point that came out. You have gone
but I
nowhere
have to say,
and
but
you
I have
look the
to say
same.
this.
Yeah.
But I have to say this about Sai. Sai is one of the most interesting people I have worked with.
Of course.
Because you can talk to Sai about anything. And I mean anything. And he has a very, very pointed, valuable He has valuable inputs. He has valuable conversation.
Yeah.
He has legit conversation, legit knowledge about it. And I really, really think he is way smarter beyond what he lets on, and full marks to him.
Cool, let's go to the AMAs. First question comes from Rohit Atre. He asks, Maria, could you please tell us the story of your first stage gig in Pune where Cyrus threw a bottle at the crowd and the crowd started flinging the bottles back, and any other such
I
stories?
didn't throw the bottle at the crowd.
No, I'll tell you what Sai did. That was I just joined MTV. It was my first live show. So Sai said, don't worry, I will handle the crowd. You just, come in there and this is what you can do. And I really had no idea of how to do a live show ever in my life. So, of course, I practiced my name 1,000 times because I was so nervous. And Sai said, don't worry. And he came and he gave me this beautiful introduction, said, she's our new VJ, blah, blah, blah. And I got on the stage and I said what I had to say and everything. Then Sai decided that now he needs to come and make them really happy. So he came there onto the stage back again while I was standing there. And then they was shouting and screaming and waiting for the show to start. And then Sai decided that he needs to start speaking in Marathi. Okay? I don't know whether you remember this, Sai. But he stood on stage with a mic. I'm holding a mic. He's holding a mic. And then he says, Tuji Aichi. Okay?
I think we're jumping the gun. Tuji Aichi all comes later.
And he
First
said,
it's like Kasakai.
No, yeah, you did all
And then
that.
it goes,
He did
because
Kasakai.
they're also abusing. See, 90s crowds were a little different.
So he was
They're
doing
calm
Kasakai
now.
and all that. But then it came down to this.
Right.
And I'm standing on stage and everyone in the audience is doing this.
It becomes a little boisterous, but
and
it's not
everyone
actually
is saying
aggressive.
Tuji Aichi. And I'm standing on stage thinking, where have I landed? Then it gets better. Then he has this half-drunk bottle of water. And he says, yo, Pune! And he chucks this. Okay? At which point I'm still standing on stage.
Right.
And suddenly, within the next 20 seconds, everybody has started throwing bottles on stage. And there was Ashish in the wings who's looked at me and said, run, Maria, run!
The crowd.
I have run from a show twice.
Really?
This is once.
Huh.
The second time I was in Punjab and I was in Chandigarh.
Don't have to say anymore.
I get on the stage. I have introduced everybody and we're in the middle of the show. I've gotten back on stage and again I've introduced somebody who was supposed to come up on stage.
One sec.
And
Yeah.
suddenly we hear shots.
Gunshots.
Yeah.
So I've stood there thinking, do I continue? Do I not? What do I do? What do I do? So I said, okay, let me just finish this introduction really quickly. So I finished the introduction really quickly while I was looking at Ashish again, who looked at me again and said, run, Maria, run. So I've run into the wings. From the wings, we have run through some fields to our car, to our hotel, pulled out. We were so frightened. We've taken all our bags very quickly and we've sat in the car and run.
And who got shot?
I don't know. We don't know.
She ran.
We just ran.
How sad. I would have stood then.
But
faced
what
them.
made you chuck the bottle at the
No,
crowd?
Baba, listen, Mumbai and Pune especially were the
But they were
not
great
Bangalore.
shows. They were
The thing
lovely
is, they're very
crowds.
boisterous crowds, very male dominated. They would say, F your mom, F your dad, all that waiting for the thing, stop
Yeah.
their fucking music,
Yeah.
all that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I do relate to them. So I used to just play along with them because I used to be
Yeah,
one
of
of them.
course.
So I knew that, right? So I would play along with them. So the newer VJs weren't used to this kind of abuse. But it's not really personal.
It's
just
not
their
personal.
boisterous behavior.
Right.
Yeah,
So you
it
gotta
was
forget
not
about it
personal.
and be part of that subculture. That's
Yeah,
it.
and I thought- and
what
I
was
think-
wrong was for them to throw the bottle on her. But I don't think they were aiming at
They
her.
were not
They were just
aiming
throwing
at
bottles
me. They
back
were
at
just
me.
throwing bottles back,
And being
yeah.
non-cricketers.
Right.
You know. But that did happen.
But it was
yeah.
too much
Yeah.
fun. I'm telling you, I think it was, MTV was like the most fun years of my life. And I keep telling my kids, I said, you guys have seen nothing.
And Maria spoiled the market for all of us.
What rubbish.
They always say that I was too familiar with the crew and all that, and I would never argue or fight for them, and so they treated us like nothing. But Maria was worse. She was so nice to everyone, and she never said no to anything, so she was worse than me. So by the time the Anushkas all came into the business, they were so angry because they couldn't throw their tantrums. No one was taking seriously. They were like, I want a separate room, but Maria doesn't have a separate room. But Cyrus doesn't ask for this. And so she would come and complain to us that you all have spoiled the name and now we can't get anything because of your communist VJs that,
No, but we were
we help
treated
carry
so
the bags
well.
and walk around.
Sai,
Can't
do
have
you
it.
remember this? Okay, I
Yeah.
have to tell you this about Sai. So we were both shooting. This was also one of my earlier shows. And we were both in Delhi. We were staying at Claridge's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were staying at Claridge's.
They called it 5-star.
Sai Sai comes with his shoot bag, which is none.
Right.
He comes with one andi, which is in his pocket,
Yeah,
and he
we've heard
pulls
that.
it out and says, "I'm got this." And we're like, so I was so used to him by then that it would make no difference to me. We're like, okay, oh, today he's wearing like a green andi, all right, and then you're going to change to the maroon andi. So it was that. I never blinked. I was like, okay, he's like this crazy
We should change
brother.
in front of each other. I'm
Not really.
girls,
Don't
but
lie.
I would, yeah.
No, you would not. Don't say such things.
Love Line room was so small.
But
it was
I
always
never did
open.
Love Line with you. Malaika
did
did
once
love.
in a while when
Once
none
in a while,
of
I
them
never
weren't
saw you
available,
change,
yeah.
Sai.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to agree to that.
Yeah.
So this fellow, we finished our shoot 3-4 days, whatever there, and now we're leaving. We go to the counter. We tell them, "Oh, we're leaving," and they stopped us and they said, "I'm sorry, you can't leave because
paid.
your
The bill is not
room has
Oh, shit.
your room is not paid for."
MTV!
So Sai takes me aside and he says, "What's in your bag?" I was like, "There are clothes in my bag." He said, "Yeah. Are they yours? Whose are they?" I said, "No, they're mine." He says, "Well, those 2 bags are not mine." They're MTV bags. So he says, "Now you keep quiet." So we go back and
They would keep your bag back.
Yeah.
He tells them, he says, "Okay, fine. They're going to come. Here, you can take my 2 bags." And he says, "They will come
surety,
back."
they would keep the bag.
Yeah,
We
they
left
keep
our
the
clothes
bag.
bag.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
left
yeah.
his
Sponsored clothes, which is
sponsored
MTV's
clothes.
anyway.
So
Yeah.
he kept those 2 bags back and he said, "Now just walk very calmly. Let's get into the car. Let's go back." And we've
So it's
left.
not our pop's problem. We just ran. Yeah.
We have left. Okay, and I'm looking at him saying, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." It's coming
I
back.
was used to no bills being paid.
He was
I
used to it.
cracked the system by then. The poor Maria thought this great MNC is going to take care of us. Yeah, I gave them the
But
dirty,
it's
sweaty
really
clothes.
funny. Do you remember that you once hid a shoe of mine?
It's just a mature conversation for a woman, right?
Do you remember this?
Where?
So I have to tell you this. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you. This was so much fun. These are some wonderful memories actually of Sai. So we've just finished this very big event. There was Nikhil, we were all together. And after the event got over, they all came to my room and we were ordering food and we were basically hanging and all. And this fellow decided to take my shoe. And he said, "I'm taking the shoe." So I said, "No, sir." And I loved that shoe of some Shillong. I really, really
I
loved
was only
it.
33.
Shut up. So he took my shoe and he hid it in the room.
Right.
Okay? And he was drunk. So in the morning I called him and I said, "Sai, where did you hide my shoe?" He said, "Oh, I don't know. I was drunk. I don't know." So I said, "Okay, but I need my shoe because I really love this shoe." So he didn't remember. Okay? So I said, "Okay, that's fine." Then I called housekeeping. And I was after housekeeping for 1 whole week. Do you know they never found it?
Oh shit. So it is gone?
I don't. Yeah, it just vanished.
Where
into
did you
thin
hide that?
air.
Saukar.
No, shut
I
up.
blame
It was
Saukar.
you. It
That
was
guy
you.
takes the gag too far. I said, "Oh, give her the shoe back."
No.
Man, Roja, forget it. I'll have to keep it in.
Rocha, he was not there. Sau was not there. It was you, me, Nikhil.
It can't be Nikhil.
Nikhil didn't take the shoe. It was you. And housekeeping never found my shoe
I'm
in my
sad
room
now.
ever.
I'm also sad. All the fetish for
So
Maria.
you owe me-
They took the shoe and the guys, like.
Listen, you owe me a
Maria's foot.
shoe. Basically, I wanted to say this because you owe me a shoe.
Okay. Can I give you a.
No, I don't want a shoe and I don't want a shoe. I
Okay.
want a shoe.
This is really true. I'm feeling now you're making me look like a villain.
No, but you know, Sai, every time I think about all these things, I actually smile.
Yeah.
Because if you were not this crazy, I would not have so many things to laugh about and smile
True.
about.
And plus,
so thank you.
Plus now
Thank you for
your
losing
life
my
has
shoe.
meaning. You have to search for that shoe.
It does.
Find that shoe.
I'm
From
forever
Shillong, from Shillong.
searching for the shoe that fits.
There you go.
I'm glad we never experienced drunk Cyrus because I don't know what would have happened then.
But this is drunk fun Cyrus. This is
Yeah,
not
it was
bad drunk
fun Cyrus.
So we
Yeah.
don't want to meet that. guy.
We don't
let's
need that guy.
Go to the next question. This comes from Tarun. Maria, we need some gossip on whom did Cyrus used to have a crush on during his MTV days.
Mathur.
Amateur.
Simple.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whether he's
I have
got
evidence
it or
that-
Yeah.
I have
I mean, we discussed that you were fond of her.
Well, she'd flirt with me, especially when we drank a little bit. So, you know, women flirt with you just to kill time. So, but then
I'm
you
saying
go
nothing
home like a
here.
young Guru Dutt or whatever. Many will leave Kabir and come home to me, you know. But that didn't happen. He became the biggest filmmaker
Director,
India's ever
yeah.
seen. Whatever. And I'm still doing a podcast with the same crappy clothes, and you know, so I can't blame Minnie. Yeah.
Okay.
But can I say this? All the
Yeah,
girls were really hot, really. I mean, they're all pretty, and you know, I mean, men were jealous of of me. When I would go back to my haunts and all that, they'd be all, how's Maria, how's Malaika, how's Sophie. They would just, I love that. Because I had all these 6-7 hot women, and after some time, they just like, cousins.
Sisters.
Literally, yeah. Because there's no sexiness
course,
involved.
yeah,
It was just all colleagues after some time
yeah.
and didn't go there.
Right.
And so I come back and I go to like, Maria did this. I told her, fuck off, man, Maria. Malaika, listen, that doesn't look good on you. I told her, just don't touch me all the time. I'm not comfortable.
But I must tell you that among all of us, there was so much of real love, camaraderie, and respect. I think underneath all, there was this big underlying respect that we had for each other. And I think we all loved each other to bits. I think I still do.
Yeah.
It's like if I meet somebody from MTV, it's like I feel nothing but pure, unadulterated love.
That's what we did.
I
Hello
still
Friends.
want my
To
shoe.
give the love a little bit. It was just too much. So we said, let's do this, put it out there.
No, so I still meet everyone once in a blue moon in a year.
Because we all
I meet
live in the same
everyone.
village.
Yeah.
But what about us? We live next to Shinde side. And we have no peace. Whatever happens.
Okay, before you go into that rant, the next one comes from the next question from Neha. Maria, why did you stop uploading videos on your YouTube channel? Your recipes are so good.
You
So
stopped?
sweet. Yeah, many
Why?
years ago. Because it was too much of hard work. But I have just started cooking again. And I think I cooked a lot during the pandemic because we had
You had
to.
to.
Yeah.
So I used to just put a camera there and just cook. But now I'm actually putting all my recipes that I did in my book, and for whomsoever, and for all the people who actually did not buy it. Thanks, I anyway never got royalties.
I bought it.
I never got royalties,
Okay,
so
I
I
didn't buy it.
decided that I'm going to give out all the recipes any which way. So I'm making something called Cook the Book,
Okay.
which I upload every week or whenever my editor sends me an edit. And I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing my recipes. I know that I'm never going to be opening a patisserie or a bakery because I'm terrible at business.
But you get a partner like Abbas and he does
Okay,
the business.
I'm
if I
terrible
get
at business
somebody,
too.
so if I get somebody to run a business,
Isn't that how it
for
works?
me,
Anyway, there's one creative side in catering,
but I
whatever.
don't. I realize that I am totally creative and totally romantic about.
I've got the
food.
right guy for you. He's got a great business mind. He's got great sense for money. Cyrus Saukar.
Oh. I thought you were going to say
Cyrus
Kunal.
Saukar, no. Cyrus Saukar is just
all
like
my money
us.
disappears when I'm next to him. It's just
He makes you invest.
Yes, he's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah. While his
no, but
cousins
you,
in
need,
Delhi
you
have
still
got
need someone to
tractors and-
kind of run the business. And so I've realized that this romantic idea that I have about food is what I have, but I need somebody really solid to run the business for me. Until I find that person, I will just...
So we're putting it out there for
Yeah.
those on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you're interested in becoming her business partner, Maria is looking for people
I'm
who
not
have
looking,
the
but if I
entrepreneurial-
get somebody who I
that
really...
sounded vulgar. What I meant was the
It didn't sound vulgar.
okay.
It sounded desperate.
Desperate. Okay. So what we're doing is we're trying to find the right fit.
The right
which
fit.
is like an entrepreneur who can make the business grow. She will
Yeah.
bring 80% of is going to be her with the all the creative talent,
Yep.
food, etc., advertising, publicity. You have to just put together the business plan.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
And motherfucker, I'm just in case the guy say, oh Maria, you get too excited.
No,
It's business.
they
business,
can't. Yeah, it's
business.
business.
Yeah. These guys are terrible.
Okay, we have last two questions.
Hurry up.
The second
They're
last
both
one.
together.
It's from Rohit again. He says, which is the weirdest place MTV has sent you for your cable operator visits?
Oh, I've been all over. They stopped sending you after some time. You had some horrible experiences.
No, it was really funny. I remember once I went to Mangalore.
Yeah.
And Mangalore was really, really far. I remember there was this long
I think you had to drive from
car
Bangalore.
drive.
You couldn't get a direct flight.
Yeah,
Right.
so, and then I remember, I don't know whether you were there on that side.
Oh, I've been to every... the cable operators, I'm like one now.
I could not, and I what was really weird was that you'd reach there and then they would say, madam, we'd like to show you. And I'll show you the room where they have all these little machines.
Yeah.
And you're just walking into this room with these little machines and you're wondering, what is this? But
And then they make you meet the family.
that was their joy and pride.
Right.
And then, of course, they would make you sit with a green screen behind you. And on the cable that they were on the channel that they normally play free movies,
yeah.
then they would make you take questions from people who are not interested in
Who
talking
don't know who
to
you are.
who don't
and
know
probably
who you
in
are.
that case, Kannada speaking and had no idea what
And
to
they
say.
call you and they say, hello, madam. ये अभी मूवी नहीं चल रहा है कोई बैठा है वहाँ पे
So prepare us for a real career.
Yeah, and you're like, hello, and you're still in that yo,
And you know,
I'm
Abbas,
so cool
Those now
mode.
she reminds me, the best part of those is when they ask the first question is, "Aap kaun hai?" That is the best. Hello, hello, आप कौन है?
And they're asking, and they also ask you things like, so when you tell them, so they would call and say, hello, madam, ye wo. And it's, and you're also trying to make sense of it, but you're trying to be cool also.
Right,
because
right,
That's
right.
supposed to be,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be cool,
That's
right?
your personality,
So you're saying,
yeah.
I'm from MTV and I'm taking calls today for the next 3 hours. They're like, madam, 3 घंटा और picture कब शुरू होगा? And you're like, picture 3 घंटे के बाद शुरू होगा. हाँ, आपको, do you have any more questions for me? नहीं, madam. Okay, thank you. Down. And then you again sit so cool and nobody is calling
So
you,
we
okay?
didn't get paid for our crappy shows. We got paid for all this pain.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very painful, all this. They didn't pay the bills. They made us do this cable operative visits, sales
No, but they
visits.
also, I have to say that they also took a lot of care of us. These are the fun things that we've also
I was
done.
treated like dirt.
No, Sai, you were
So I don't
not.
attend any of the reunions.
No, we were really pampered.
Yeah.
We were really, really pampered. I thought we did some of the best work that we could at that period of
God.
time. And that is true, Sai. Come on.
That's true.
You can't be...
One song was great. What is that song
Koi Mil
you did? Koi Mil
Gaya.
Gaya. Yeah, you should see
Have you
that
ever
too.
seen that?
I know you said you uploaded it.
No, I've never seen that.
Well, it's somewhere on my Insta, I'm sure.
What? No, it's not on your Insta.
No, it is.
No, Sai.
Where we dance together, no? It's Koi
No,
Mil
that
Gaya.
is not Koi Mil Gaya. That is the other one.
The Shah
That
Rukh
was
one.
no, that is the Urmila Matondkar one.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh God.
From Rangila?
No, not from Rangila.
You're not that old.
Which one is that? It was the Fardeen Khan song.
प्यार तूने
and-
क्या किया?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
is the song?
Fardeen and Urmila
No,
Harris.
that's
Yes.
the song.
What is the name of the song? though?
प्यार तूने क्या किया?
No.
Kambakt? No, Kambakt. Kambakt is?
Kambaktesh.
Kambaktesh.
Yeah.
And this fellow,
Yeah.
okay, so I was like seriously, I took it very seriously because I love dancing.
Right.
Okay, so I said, oh my God, we're going to do this
So
song.
again,
I love
they
it.
become the best dancer of the world's dance. Okay.
And
Stupid
then
planning.
every time we would start the thing, he would go in the middle and he would just do some funny thing.
I do the Walkeshwar
and I'd
steps.
be like,
Daru pine ke baad.
Sai, you know, just get with the program.
And she was like spot on, huh? Like
and this
choreography
fellow,
of the choreography.
it was so weird
And I was
because
like
there was
spot
a part.
not on. But luckily it's a parody, so it worked.
Of
One
course,
is,
yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
fluid and one is
Yeah.
bad. It works.
Yeah.
But it works by accident.
Yeah,
Right.
but it
Direction
did.
getting-
But it was fun.
Yeah.
No, I think we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, and I remember the first thing we did every time we come to work was order food.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh yes, that's the
Yeah,
that
the
is
first
the good
thing
part
we
of
did.
MTV.
We used to come in as if we are so
We plan our
hungry.
lunch
I don't know why
immediately.
we'd plan our lunch.
Yeah.
But before we plan our lunch, we'd also get pizzas
Right.
because that was important. Plus, we'd get
Pizzas,
vada
cold
paos.
drinks, wafers,
Yeah.
vada pav. That
Yeah.
should be there.
Yeah.
And then
And then it'd be
Then
like
the
that's
lunch
it. That's
wrap.
the business
Yeah.
for us.
So
What else is there for us?
I don't know how and we used to hang at CNN for really long. Okay, we just hang there, eat, meet whoever's coming up next for their show, and then
It's a small
chill
studio.
and go
The one
back.
she mentioned, really small.
Really
it's like this
tiny,
studio.
like
No,
maybe
nothing as small as
yeah.
this studio, but like yeah.